Receivers. Blackmon, he's the open field threat.
Blackmon wide out, mishandled, snap by Porter. He got it back, and he still gets the ball underway, still completes it to Blackmon. Look at Blackmon in the open field. He's something, trying to get to the near side. He's got a convoy of blockers to the 30, 25, 20, 10. Blackmon, touchdown, Boston College. This guy is explosive. Fun because he is a difference maker.
I didn't choose football. Football chose me. I know I'm destined to do this. I know that having success at this sport, I can reach a lot of people. I can inspire a lot of kids.
Blackmon out past the 30. How about that for an energizing play? That man is electric.
Any of the lists you look at about the top playmakers in America, Blackmon's on all of them.
When I was 4 years old, I was watching a Thanksgiving game. It was Detroit Lions, and I saw Barry Sanders, and watching him, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to play football.
You know, I think Will Blackmon's a guy that adds a lot of value to an NFL team across the entire roster. You can play him on defense, you can play him at wide receiver, special teams. Will Blackmon's going to have himself a chance to play for a long, long time in the NFL.
For me, I can't be mediocre. I don't want to just, okay, I did it. I want to be successful at it. I want to be a starter.
On the run, making the catch is Blackmon to the 24, to the 25, high stepping 30, left sideline, 35, 40. He's to the 45, 50. He's cutting it back to the 40. He's to the 35, 30. He may go all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Will Blackmon.
Will Blackmon has been the best professional athlete to come through these doors in a lot of ways, and it's been hard to actually see the amount of bad luck he's had to go through over the last couple of years.
Will Blackmon is down. He did not get up after returning that kickoff out to the 30-yard line.
But that's about 3 ulcers for Tom O'Brien. This guy's the best secondary player, the best receiver, and the best kick returner on this team.
I've been on injury reserve 3 times in 6 years. To be an NFL player and go through injuries like I am is devastating, because that's how you feed your family, that's how you pay your bills. It's tough. Nobody wants to be hurt. Not even just being a professional athlete, but doing something you love. Nobody wants to be hurt. My first minicamp, my rookie year, I broke my right 5th metatarsal. I think it was the last day of practice. I made it in time for the first game, and that practice before the first game, I collided knees with one of my teammates. I ended up icing it too long, and I actually shut down my perennial nerve. So I had drop foot for like 8 weeks. And then I started playing a couple more games, and then I actually got blindsided against the Vikings, and I broke my rib, and that put me on injury reserve for that year.
You know, I think that for the people that are really trying to achieve and fulfill their own dreams like that, when they've had so many stumbling blocks, that it's important that you follow through and do everything you can to make sure that they have an opportunity to succeed.
I first heard about SSL, I was living in South Beach, and on NFL Network I saw Troy Polamalu rehabbing, and they were interviewing Gavin. I was like, oh, that looks cool, that was pretty innovative. And then I moved out here in summer of 2008. I was really interested, being that it was local, and I gave Gavin a call, and then I came in here, and that was that.
Will actually came here about 3 years ago, and he was about a month away from just going back to the Packers. And so he was only here for probably 3 or 4 weeks. So he went back to Green Bay, got his season started, and that was actually the season he tore his ACL on Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football, October 5th, 2009, we were playing the Minnesota Vikings. It was a punt return, and I had the guy come out on my blind side, and I made a cut that I usually do all the time, and that's when it happened, and I haven't seen it since.
They did a surgery about 3 weeks after the actual injury, because he had a lot of swelling and stuff, and you can't get the surgery done until that's been reduced. And then I saw him a little bit that spring for a couple of weeks when he was back in California. We tried to get some rehab done on it, but the Packers were requiring him to be back there then, so he had to spend most of his time there. And then I saw him again the following summer for about 3 or 4 weeks. He was able to rehab a little bit more, but he really wasn't able to get his full 7-8 months of intensive rehab therapy done properly.
My first surgery, apparently there was something that wasn't done right, so I had to get a revision. And I actually came out here to LA to Curlin and Job, and Dr. Taboni, he did the revision, did a patellar tendon graft this time. I did a cadaver graft the first time.
They had done what's called a cadaver graft, and it had not fused properly, and the angle wasn't done correctly either. So it really never took.
Usually that's for people who are trying to get back fast or who don't want to use their own tendon. But what I didn't know, but what I did find out in the second surgery is that For a sprinter, you want to use the patella because you get the two bone fusions into your femur and tibia, so that's the strongest tendon you can use, and it's your own.
When you do a patella tendon graft, what they do is they take a piece of your patella tendon right here and a piece of the bone on either end, and then they fuse it into your ACL when they do the surgery. This year we were able to get him for the full amount of time that he was going to need to do his rehabilitation. And they told us at the time it would be 12 months before he was ready.
In my training, I'm about 8.5 months post-op. I've been given permission if I want to go back and play, but I want to give myself a few more weeks just to make sure everything is the way I want it. I want to rush out there and give somebody, you know, half of what I could be. So I just want to make sure everything is straight. It's just all-out training, getting ready.
When he went back for his 6-month test, he cleared their 9-month rehab standards. So what we're doing is a little bit different from the standpoint of our strength work is done through accelerating isokinetic machines. These machines are geared much like a bike, and they also have an expanding fan blade to them, so they create tremendous resistance without weight load. So you're not causing any more irritation or stress to the joint itself. We do a lot of proprioceptive work to reestablish the nerve connection in the leg, because whenever you cut on anybody, there is a disruption to the nerves, regardless of how they try to explain it to you. Your proprioceptive abilities in your body is your internal awareness system of how to use muscles, how to use your leg, how to move. And if that isn't working properly, you're going to be compensating all over the place. So we do a lot of balance work to reestablish that foundation in the feet. And that is able to tell the leg how to work properly.
Basically what Gavin has done for me, he keeps himself up all night just figuring out ways how to solve the root of my problem so that I don't have to deal with anything ever again. I mean, I've met with countless number of doctors, been to different places, did all kinds of research. Like, it's never ending. Bottom line is, what I want for me, he wants it just as much, and that's to just stay healthy and continue living the dream and be a high impact player. My knee feels amazing. You know, what I had 2 ACLs, I have some cartilage that's missing, patella tendon graft, meniscus there, 2 bone bruises here, and there's my screw. And you would never know. Based on my recovery, we just did everything right. We didn't rush anything. So an ACL injury is, they say 9 to 12 months. I'm 8.5 months. I'll be ready in 9. It was more so we just did everything the right way based on the protocol.
He's had to fight his way back just to give himself another chance. I mean, he's had to spend the last year recovering not only from his surgery, going through the extraordinarily painful rehab process, and still keep his mind on his goal. And in the meantime, the amount of things that he's done for the athletes that have come here, whether it's clothing he's ordered for them, shoes, food supplements, helping them learn how to sprint better, run better, move better. He's just an extraordinarily special person. He's really stuck out that way in the way he's gone out of his way to help the people here. And that makes it just easy to go out of my way to help him. I mean, we've really tried to explore every single avenue we could to make sure that he stays healthy.
The best situation to be in is to have odds against you, because then once you overcome that, it's the sweetest victory. Sports science lab definitely helped me address the areas that I needed to enhance what I already have. Because I'm already a dope athlete, I know that.